walks of life to be a part of this as well. Just saw Chris Formosa's name there a moment ago, a driver that's come through Super Utes, has had a bit of guidance over time from Ross Stone when he was doing that. 26 years of age, originally from Liverpool, just down the road here in Sydney. Set for a start, Valvoline entry to the right, the Dodge in the hands of Nathan Hearn. Look at, they're all bunched up. Ben Grice here is harassing Aaron Seaton at the start. Away we go. Watch for the Fujitsu car at the back of the grid as well. Owen Kelly stuck throttle yesterday. Hearn wins the run to 1 and will lead them. Nash Morris, good start as well with Eden Thornborough, the Sydney sider. It's on here. Is that Tim Brooks sneaking up the inside down at turn 2? Kyle Girton. He's another fast driver in this class. The Morris Finance entry, you can see to the right of your screen there. Riding with Thornborough. Had alternator issues in the early part of the weekend and has had to work his way up through the grid. We kind of caught our breath when he ventured off at the wall there at turn 3 yesterday. Kubota entry of McAllister coming through. Bit of a contrast weekend for the second car. Emerging there in the hands of Matty McKeldin, $20,000 of repairs after that incident at Mount Panorama. Awesome sound. Crate V8 engine, you're riding with Thornborough. These cars cost around about $150,000, so good, cost-effective racing. And the Seaton family, Craig Harris Racing, they have really unlocked that car. In qualifying, Seaton took pole, if you weren't with us for our broadcast yesterday, by 1.5 seconds. Amazing.
That's a huge margin for any driver, so, you know, he'll have the confidence in the car, and it's on at the front here. But Nathan Hearn got a good start, and it looks like he gave a bit of what, you know, a what for into turn 1 and sort of, you know, shoved him off a little bit just to sort of stump him over, and he's won the start.
See the championship standings there as Glenn Seaton appears on screen. Of course, father of Aaron Seaton, heavily involved in preparing that car and making sure that Seaton has the best possible chance here this weekend.
Glenn was talking to us. We see the battle hotting up here between Seaton and he's going to sneak down the inside here. It's busy at the wheel. Through comes Nash Morris. Nash Morris might take the lead here. Seaton will have the inside running. Through 3, awesome stuff by the teenager. The motorsport sales entry is Paul Morris's son, Nash Morris. The 2014 Bathurst champion's son has taken the race lead here. He's only been a part of this series for a handful of rounds. He's leading the race. Aaron Seaton proudly carries the number 1. They've got great rapport, great respect, he and Hearn. But it's a tremendous battle unfolding here at the moment in the National Trans Am Series. And Tim Brook, the former 86 racer, is in the game here too. Nash has got the right spot here, Dave, for the run down into 8.
Yeah, I don't know where to look. There's so much stuff going on. But Nash doing a fantastic job. I'm so proud of him. But Nathan's giving a bit of a hurry up right now. It's going to be interesting to see if he can hold these guys off. Oh, no! Oh, I thought that was going to be a monster shunt.
Caught it. Somehow caught it. He holds the inside line at the final few corners here before they run onto the main straight. Back on our onboard with Aaron Seaton sideways.
That was almost a Scaife and Ingle moment.
Wild racing, all 3 of these combatants dropping wheels off into the turn, kicking up dust as they go around the back of the course. Now we're back down to the Brabham Straight.
We're focusing on this. Meantime, Owen Kelly, who won our first race of the weekend, has moved to 10th from the back of the grid. He is hustling. Fastest lap of the race so far. You can just see him there in the background in the 73.
So he must pass 18 cars in the first lap.
Mega drive.
Unbelievable.
And that car looking up close at it on the way here to the commentary box was gaffer tape everywhere, keeping that together after that high speed off yesterday with that stuck throttle. Scary moment for him, huge disappointment as Hearn has a sneaky look up the inside of Seaton, pulls back in and says not just yet.
What a drive from Nash Morris.
This is going to be great for him. Like, you know, the other 2 are fighting behind him, so he can just put his head down and try and get a gap on him.
Paul Freestone coming through there. Runs the Freestone transport operation, has been doing that for 35 years. They've got 70 prime movers on the road that cover 12 million Ks a year. And he's the guy that we've known from truck racing and other activities in Australian motorsport, getting a tiny little bit of advice from Marcus Ambrose too.
Did he? Well, I actually raced Paul Freestone in Carrera Cup many, many years ago, and he was such a good character. And yeah, I love talking to him.
Got that beautiful darker red coloured car. We'll keep an eye on that. Meantime, let's go to pit lane for an update.
Hi guys, I've got Australian motorsport legend Glenn Seaton with me, who is playing nervous dad at the moment. How's things going out there for Aaron?
Pretty good. It's a good dice up the front amongst the three of them guys, and they're playing for sheep stations. But this is the best racing in Australia. I've got to say, this category, cost-effective, great racing, bringing on young kids. What could you ask for more? And mate, I tell you what, they're challenging each other so much. It's great for their racecraft and things like that. So I'm really proud of those guys at the front. They're really doing a good job, and they're respectful for each other because they're racing hard but fair.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see your enthusiasm for it. And I know you've enjoyed it all year, but you must be really proud of Aaron and how he's done this year too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm always proud of what Aaron does. He's a good man in and out of the car. He's definitely got class in the car, and just to see his qualifying on Friday just shows the talent that the kid's got. It's just so hard to get to the main game in this sport in Australia because it's so expensive now, and we've just got to try and do everything we can to show what he can do so we can get to there. So, but this class is just brilliant. It's so good for kids. It's so good for young adults to come along and learn how to really race because they're on an old cross-ply tyre. They move around like they're great for the fans. Look at the people up here now just watching. It's just brilliant for the sport, and no, very proud of all those guys out there.
It's been one of the hits this year. I dare not hold you up any longer, Cito. Get back to
I'm as nervous as hell, mate. I'm shaking like there's no problem. Where are we at the moment?
Get over there, Cito.
What a great endorsement from the two-time Australian touring car champion, and he's absolutely hands-on, as any proud dad would do in helping his son here, and he's working at Matt Stone Racing as well, where Aaron is contesting the Super 2 Championship.
Yeah, I wouldn't be anywhere in racing without my old man support. So, you know, anytime your son races, you're almost trying to live their dreams through them.
And we see at the bottom left, breaking news for those who haven't seen it yet. Scotty McLaughlin on the podium, second place in Texas. So fantastic effort by Scott McLaughlin. First go on an oval. So well done to him.
Game on here for the race lead. Aaron takes it from Nash Morris. Hearn looking racy. Tim Brooks in the mix as well. Owen Kelly. Now, he's starting to drop down a little bit. What's happened to the 73? Got right up as high as 6th. Is that a timing glitch? We'll confirm that for you. But it has been looking from the back of the pack very strong as Hearn comes by Nash Morris now. Remember, those two are locked in points terms for the championship lead, but as Stumpsy detailed before the race started, the race win tally favours Nathan Hearn. That's why he's at the top of the points ladder.
And it's great to hear Glenn before talking about the progression of Aaron and the hope that they get into the main game. Of course, it was at the Rookies Day for Supercars test at the Bend only a couple of weeks ago. The opportunity perhaps going to present itself for him to have a co-drive at Matt Stone Racing, where he's a member of that crew. So big things ahead potentially for Aaron Seaton.
Got some legends watching on for this race too. Yesterday, two-time Bathurst winner. One in 1986 and in 1990, former member for Broadwater in Queensland, Alan Grice, is here. Ben Grice's father. And how about this one? 10-time Australian sprint car champion, Gary Rush, is in the Fujitsu pit, keeping an eye on Owen Kelly. The families have a good relationship there. Gary, of course, raced touring cars as well in 1971 at Bathurst and raced a Turbo Sierra at the Mountain as well, the Master Blaster. Let's get an update from the lane. Jess?
Thanks, guys. I'm down with Marcus Zukanovic, who came into this weekend leading the Touring Car Masters Championship, but after some issues, it's not been the weekend that you hoped for. Tell us what's happened.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. It's been a very testing weekend. We've had some gremlins of power steering and a couple of electrical issues, and that's what sort of hindered me in the trophy race and then that race then. So we're working frantically trying to get ready and hopefully competitive back for race 3 so I can, remain in the points.
Yeah, is there any hope of getting it all fixed and sorted?
I think so. The guys are working tirelessly to try and sort it. So it's just we don't exactly know what the problem is. The power steering comes in, it goes away, and then these cars with the big Hoosier, slicks on them, very difficult to drive with no power steering. So we're working on it.
Best of luck for this afternoon.
Thanks, Jess. Cheers.
Owen Kelly continues to hustle here. Kyle Girton sideways. We need a commercial break. Kelly moves up to 5th. We'll be back with more in just a few moments. He's got it going. He's got the car. Oh, can you believe that?
Can you believe his luck? Poor Owen. But it looks like he sort of hung him out wide at Corporate Hill, and then Kyle's given him the what for, and sort of spun him around. So that's terrible for poor Owen.
Back to the front, 0.4 of a second. Hearn is closing here. Quick through the first sector, Nathan Hearn in the Valvoline entry. Personal best through the middle. He's closing in that Dodge Challenger. He's coming.
So a gap of half a second at the moment. Aaron Seaton in front from Nathan Hearn. A move for position. Ben Grice in third position on our timing monitors. But no, we can see in the background it is still Tim Brook, who is in third place. And not too far back. He's ready to pounce if these two tangle.
Nathan's car looks much faster than Aaron's at the minute, so he needs to take the opportunity where he can to see fit and lunge him.
Unfortunate for Lee Holdsworth's brother, Brett, as well, who's dropped right down the order. He's been regularly across the weekend in the top 5 or 6 mixing it. We hear that car is jammed in gear. Brook.
Tim Brook's doing a fantastic job hanging on to these guys. He looks actually more racy than the two in front.
It's one of those stories with Tim Brook, very hands-on, doing what he can with limited resources. Wall Racing prepped that car. They've had a bit of assistance from Paul Forgy this weekend. We know he's been so strong in the Toyota 86, is relishing the step up to the horsepower these cars offer.
It'd be a very different feeling than a Toyota 86 car. Like the Toyota 86 doesn't have much grip or much, engine or anything like that. And then you go to these cars that have 550 horsepower and completely different tyres. It'd be a very different feel for him to get the hang of it as a driver.
And he's doing a fantastic job. Hasn't taken long to adjust either for him. He's already on the podium in Tasmania and at Bathurst, so he's put it together very quickly, Tim.
Ben Grice in the distance sits in 4th place. His time, he's a relative newcomer to this series, has raced in 86s at this venue, and of course very handy in Excels, but stepped up to this class in recent events and just gets better with every outing. 4th right now. Now you've noted something on the timing?
Yeah, it looks like Nash Morris has dropped right down the order, so maybe he's got involved in that accident with Owen Kelly, or that sort of happened in front of him, so we need to figure out what happened.
So there's that beautiful looking car of Paul Freestone's we were talking about. Zach Lascialpo right behind him, who wasn't able to take part in Friday practice because of work commitments, went straight into qualifying. On the comeback with the damage. Fired up is Owen Kelly. Good job. Splits Freestone and Lascialpo there. Freestone is currently in 13th place. Here comes Kelly.
He's very good, Owen Kelly, isn't he? He's just knows it back to front, been racing so long that he can just put the car anywhere he wants and get the job done.
Lascialpo trying to move by Paul Freestone. And here comes, that's Ethan Thornborough, I think, is it coming through there as well. In fact, Pappas, I beg your pardon, the paint scheme threw me there for a moment. Lascialpo a little sideways off the exit there.
You could hear the tyres protesting the ground and you could almost hear an accident coming.
Welcome back, Owen Kelly. You can see there on screen with the damage to the left rear of his car after a tangle with Kyle Gurton sent him packing it down the order, but he's working hard to make up those places at the moment. Picks off another one. Tebby gets past there. So Owen Kelly moves now up into 12th position. So we take a look at it now. This is Kelly in the red car. Gurton behind him. Contact Nash Morris in front. Little nudge around he goes. Kelly.
He just overcorrected that oversteer too much, and then it sort of snapped back on him and threw him in the wrong direction. That's devastating for him. So he was doing so well, he started dead last, and then he was up to like in the top 6. He was killing it.
Here's Tim Brook. We've been singing his praises, currently in 3rd place. Imagine if in the 2.5 laps remaining in this one, he's able to try and challenge for a race win here, because the 2 drivers in front of him have got the title race, the championship points to think about.
As a driver, you sort of semi-know that in the back of your head. So, you know if you fire down the inside of a championship contender, they're going to give you a bit more room than they're going to give someone else. So, you kind of have to sort of take that advantage while it's in front of you. So I wouldn't be surprised if he sort of tries that. If you can get close enough. There's always an if in motor racing.
Sitting in 5th place as well, Dylan Thomas. So that's been a really solid outing for him this weekend at Sydney Motorsport Park. Hugh McAllister is up to 8th. Tim Shaw is 9th. And Mark Crutcher will be jumping. He is in the top 10 at the moment. Oh, wild through one. They're a joy to watch these things. They look good, they sound good. We've got a massive amount of them here, 30 cars, and there's all sorts of stories about the groundswell here for this class, and a few names like Cameron McConville, like James Moffat potentially joining them at some point in time. Zach LaChalpo off at turn 7, and you've talked about it, about how difficult it is to see through that corner and how to attack it.
Yeah, Corbett Hill is a blind corner, and there's a massive bump on the entry to it, so it really upsets the car, and he probably just, either he's got contact on that or he's stuffed up there.
Well, we heard the tyres screeching only a couple of laps earlier on the Shalpo's car. Let's get down to Jess Yates with Marcus Ambrose.
Yeah, I've tracked down Marcus Ambrose on the roof. He's with Owen Kelly, who has been doing it the hard way during this race. Back, forward, back again, forward again.
Yeah, look, we won race 1 yesterday, and then we had a throttle jam open race 2. So he's come from the back up to 5th, got spun out. We're coming back to the field. We're just trying to get a top 10 out of it. But Owen's driving really well. We've got the fastest car on the track here, so we're just trying to bring it home.
Most importantly, is he having fun out there?
I think so. The whole experience in Trans Am's been great so far for all of us as a crew chief, as a car owner, team owners, and even drivers. I think we're all having a good time out here.
Well, when we first saw you at Tasmania, you thought you were only doing those rounds at Simmons Plains and Baskerville. So what is it that keeps you coming back?
He keeps running too well, so we keep saying one more. So I think after this one, we might say one more.
I hope so too. Thanks very much, mate.
Well, I love it. And there is great camaraderie. It's a very small team of guys. Owen's brother is in the mix there as well, and each night they kind of have a debrief chat in the trailers, like a great old stories from NASCAR and things like that. Really cool.
They have a couple of beers, a couple of tinnies, and share some stories. But there's some huge names in the field. So
Huge names.
Ambrose is probably one of the greatest ring car drivers that we've ever seen.
So this is the Shalpo one again.
It looked a bit sus to just spin there. I thought he got tapped.
We saw a moment for 10 Kate as well, who returns to this series.
Chris Pappas from Queensland on the other side. Oh, look at the damage to Thornborough's car.
You can see where it's hit. You put those two together, I think.
You guys, or the crews, tend to use a lot of Mr. Sheen to keep them on the shiny side. Know about it, Mr. Sheen.
Can't polish that one out. They say don't use Mr. Sheen on cars because it ruins the paint. It's got too much silicon in it.
So on our final lap here for this race of the Trans Am Series, Thornborough, there's a replay. Oh!
That's Carl Gurden, is it?
Gurden riding up over the front of Eden Thornborough, our third place man in the championship, as Aaron Seaton it is that's leading this one down the Brabham Straight for the final time. Aaron Seaton will greet the checkered flag. Nathan Hearn in second place. Tim Brook, fantastic job for Tim Brook, but Aaron Seaton, 5 wins for him for the Trans Am Series, joining Nathan Hearn with 5 wins, but Aaron Seaton, a victory and the championship lead.
Owen Kelly from the back of the grid gets to 10th, takes the fastest lap of the race, a 1:34.93. Had it not been for that incident at Corporate Hill, you can see the damage to the other car involved in that with Kyle Gurden, what could have been. There he is in the background. Hugh McAllister, good drive to 8. That's Hadrian Morale there with some dramas. I think with the front left, he can't get that car to turn properly.
Wave it to the family out the side there. Hey, Mum, hey, Dad.
And Freestone crosses the line in 15th place.
That was an action-packed race.
Wasn't it?
I didn't know where to look. There was so much stuff going on.